Live from News Channel 5.
Joining us is financial analyst Chad Slagle with Slagle Financial, and we've got several viewer questions. Chad, I'm 55 years old and being forced to take a mandatory retirement next year. I have the majority of my assets in my company retirement plan. What options do I have to avoid penalties and be able to access my retirement funds for income?
Good question. Well, normally you can't touch your IRA, your retirement, your 401k accounts until you turn 59 and a half, unless you want to have a penalty from the IRS of 10%. But what you can do is, if you need that money, you can file for what's called a 72T hardship. Basically says you can go in and get that money. The thing is, there's a couple of stipulations set up. You have to draw it for a minimum of 5 years or until you turn 59 and a half. And the way they figure that, Art, is three different ways. Number one would be on your life expectancy. There's a uniform life table that you take a look at. The other one would be amortization or annuitization method. So you can kind of take a look at the money you have, look at that uniform life table, and that'll give you an idea of what income you'd be able to draw out of those accounts.
I'm turning 60 this September and looking to retire, but unsure because of income needs for the rest of my life. What are some strategies you may use to give me an income stream for my life investments?
That's a good question. That's one of the biggest concerns we see with retirees today, because those defined pension plans that my parents and my grandparents had when they retired, they knew they had that income coming in each and every month for the rest of their life, regardless of how long they live. Now, most corporations have went away to 401ks or company plans. So when you retire now, if there's a huge hit in the market, you're not sure how much money you're going to have coming in. So one strategy that we recommend to a lot of retirees is what's called a bucketing strategy, where take your portfolio and put it into about 3 different buckets. Money you're going to need now for maybe from now for the next 5 years, then 5 to 10 years, and maybe that third bucket you can take a little more risk with it, afford the ups and the downs because it's more of a long-term bucket, and hopefully get a lot more growth out of that bucket.
I'm 65 years old and wondering how our current president's 2013 budget to Congress is going to affect me and my family.
A good question. I mean, that's all over the Wall Street Journal, the USA Today. I'm sure you folks have probably talked about it here today. But one thing that is going to affect a lot of retirees is the estate tax. The estate tax for 2011 and 2012 has jumped up to $5 million. So anything you have, if you're a estate, we're talking about your home, your investable assets, your retirement accounts, your CDs, add all those up. If that's over $5 million, your beneficiary would have a 35% estate tax. However, one of the proposals is to jump that back down to 2009 levels would be the $1 million estate tax rate. And your beneficiaries, anything over that $1 million that they would inherit, would have a 55% estate tax. Now, the administration is predicting that would save or reduce the deficit in the next 10 years by around $970 billion. So that's one of the biggest things that I see affecting retirees out there today.
Chad Slagle, thank you very much.
Thanks, Art.